I love Greek mythology, and I've always wanted to do something around it. So I had a perfect chance. So I've known Alan, one of the guitarists of the band, since kindergarten, first grade, and we've grown up and are basically brothers. Lived right down the street and everything together. So when I went to film for undergrad, graduated, was in the industry for a while. Been trying to do a project with Lamia of the Pool for a while now, and about a year ago went to them and was like, let's do a music video. And they got excited about it, and it's been a year in the making. Finally, we're in production on it, and it's going well.
I grew up in Colorado with Chris. We've been best friends ever since preschool. So like 3 or 4 years old and hanging out. He even lived a block away from me. I can remember almost all the major events of my life with Chris being there right by me. And he's a great film student, and he has a great vision, and he knows what he's doing. And that in particular, when I got and met Jason, and we first got together in a band, I even told him, we have connections everywhere. Like, between everybody he knows and everybody I know, we have a pretty good setup that we could be very successful. And, I was very happy to see that Chris really wanted to use our video in our music, and actually a different video he did, but we sort of failed on that part and we didn't get it to him. And so we feel really, really grateful and lucky that, we finally got our ducks in a row, and we got our music out, and Chris came in contact and said, hey, I still want to work with you guys, and I'd still like to do your music video, and we could do, a collaboration. And we thought that was great.
Well, that's actually more Jason, the lead guitarist of the band. He kind of came up with the story. I just kind of came up with my interpretation of it. So I made it more about Icarus and kind of him and his love.
Originally, the Icarus theme was only really supposed to be touched on lightly as a metaphor for working hard to achieve something, and that your attachment to that ending up being your downfall, and how often we fall into that I guess occurrence, whatever. Collaborated with Chris, as Alan had said. Chris had wanted to use this song in one of his previous films. Instead, since we failed to get him a solid recording in time, being able to do a dedicated project for this song was so huge. For him to say that he wanted to focus solely on attaching this song to a short film, that would help us illustrate, the concept of the album and the song. It's just such a huge, not only opportunity, but just a huge way for us to visualize, the creative aspect of the album. So.
And you just said a really funny joke. So day one of Conscious, we're shooting in my apartment for some shots of the girlfriend that Icarus will look at to help him get tormented. So yeah, it should be fun. After this, we'll head to the warehouse for some Icarus death scenes.
So what are you doing?
We're moving the set from one part of the warehouse to the other.
This is your board, right?
And some parts are falling apart, so they're gonna have to fix it. But
you got us impeding traffic, stopping traffic for you. Let's not have to move. The dog will have to move too.
So what is the thing that excites you the most about this shooting?
I'm really excited to be working with the Red. for one. And then I'm really excited for Icarus's flying scene. We're going to do a matrix shot with 15 Canon cameras, still cameras, so that should be exciting. And a lot of Steadicam work, my first time working with Steadicam, so all about the visuals. So. That actually came up by my amazing DP, Paulo. We were trying to come up with a way to show Icarus flying and jumping off this building without actually doing it. The insurance and the being able to actually pull off a stunt like that was going to be way over budget. I was going to have police here, paramedics. I was going to have workman's comp, all this crazy insurance stuff and the legalities of it all. So he came up with the matrix shot, and immediately I was sold because I'm all about the camera. You know, my background is camera. So as soon as he said matrix shot, I was on board. And so as soon as Icarus goes up to the roof, breaks in, and runs. He's running. He jumps up. We have a matrix shot, and we fall down with him. So yeah, it'll be good. It'll be an interesting time editing it.
I actually was casted on via LA Casting, and I went to the audition and got a phone call literally the day that I landed from Hawaii. I was working on some footage, and Chris calls me up. I didn't think I got the role, but hey, that's kind of a crazy way to land into LA from a vacation.
I got the role in the video. I met Chris at a tribute that they did down at Woodbury University, and met him there. We had a little bit of a connection. We clicked, and we had a little camaraderie going on. We had a lot in common. So one day we said we'll hook up and do something, and this was it. I'm an actor from the East Coast. Used to live in Connecticut on the shoreline. Got into doing theater in college, about 1995 or so. Did theater in New York, theater in Connecticut. Got my first role in a movie called Amistad with Steven Spielberg. Did that movie, and then that inspired me to do a little bit more, and that's when I moved to California.
This album is a concept album that, you know, tells a story from front to back. The songs run into each other, have recurring themes, and the coolest thing about that is bringing that concept to this project, having the story of the album condensed and intertwined with the Icarus theme to create this whole project. And working with Chris to realize that vision has been huge, you know, helping to sort through and make things concise and really, I guess, captivating.
Shades for the images, okay.
Chris has been absolutely outstanding. I've never seen someone try to put on so many hats and be nice about it too. Be as, you know, try to be as friendly as possible. Like, he's been accommodating. He's been, on top, trying to be on top of things. But the shots he's coming up with and creating are so technical. So a lot of people wouldn't understand, but they're so technical. He's put up the sets being built. He's creating the world. His vision's coming together, which is amazing.
Chris has been great to work with as a director. Set design has been awesome. Everybody that's working from top to bottom, it's been a really good experience.
Tom's been great. Dennis, even though he's in a car accident, he's still on set, getting the cool sounds going on. But yeah, there's been some really great things. Vika's been doing some great makeup. When you see the antagonist, yeah, I really relate to the character, very much so, because I risk a lot of stuff, go on a whim. I do very random things, and also I feel like there's a big destiny factor of a lot of issues and a lot of reasons why things happen.
I like challenging roles. In this particular role here, I don't really speak. So most of my parts I've done, I generally have something to say. In this one, I speak without speaking pretty much. I don't say a whole lot, but it's all body language, facial expressions, and to me that's more challenging as an actor to act, but not really have a whole bunch of dialogue.